Good evening, everyone. Your Davison schools, along with your Davison Athletic Department, would like to welcome the visiting families from the great city of Flint, Carman, along with our Cardinal families here this evening to Davison Cardinal Gymnasium as we host the Cavaliers. Davison High School with the Saginaw Valley League, the Michigan High School Athletic Association, and our student athletes support good sportsmanship. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Inappropriate comments or gestures directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the contest. Spectators are to remain in designated seating areas, and students in standing sections must remain in the bleachers throughout tonight's contest. With your help, we can make this event for all to enjoy. At this time, we ask that you please stand. The privilege of this game was made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us honor and respect our country by gentlemen, please removing your caps. Everyone standing at attention, placing your hands over your hearts as we together proudly join in singing our national anthem, sung tonight by Mr. David Kennedy.
Take the headset off.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. Then the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting mid-air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, save us, that star-spangled banner wave. O'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, basketball fans. Tonight we have a very high anticipated matchup. We have the Davison Cardinals coming in 8-4 on the season against Carman Ainsworth, also 8-4 on the year. Both teams have a chance to make it a nail-biter at the end, just like we saw with the girls' game earlier. We had an overtime thriller where the girls prevailed 52-48 on a nail-biter. What's your opinions and thoughts on this game today, Riley?
I think it's really just going to come down to the wire, just like you said for the girls' game. That was 52-48 there in overtime. Sent it to overtime by Olivia Dirksey's tied score 44-44. And now it's the boys' turn. I mean, both teams, like you said, are coming in at 8-4. One of these teams tonight is leaving 9-4, the other 8-5. So, I mean, this could really shape things up for the rest of the season. We'll get to that a little bit later tonight.
Last matchup against Carman Ainsworth, Davison fell 81-45. Let's see if a different outcome can happen tonight.
Right, and Davison's coming off a really big win on Friday against the Lapeer Lightning, so that was a good practice run there before coming to tonight to play the Carman Ainsworth Cavaliers. This is a tough team every single year, and we saw that with the girls. The girls Cavaliers are 13-1 this season, just now after taking that win against Davison just a few moments ago.
Cardinals are going to have the starting lineup tonight of Densmore, McCarty, Sullivan, Coleman, and Carpenter. It's the 5 to go up against Carman Ainsworth.
Let's get ready to play Cardinal basketball.
Both teams coming in 8-4, so anything could happen tonight. Carman winning the tip right away.
Davison ball.
Carman sizing up the smaller defender. Jaden Nunn with the ball. One of the big players in this Carman offense, a big piece.
That's who Gavin
To their
Carpenter
8-4 record.
said they needed to guard here tonight.
Yeah, they really need to guard Nunn. 20 at the top of the key, Ellenson. Nunn back with the ball up top. McCarty getting sized up on the wing. Gets a pump fake in the air. The big center, Patrick Hollis, able to get the hook off. And Carman definitely has a size on the Cardinals tonight. Let's see if their speed and quickness can make up for it.
And we usually see that too. I mean, all the other teams, all the other opponents are always towering over the Davison Cardinals.
One of the keys to the game is I say you got to get Sullivan started early. He was torching from the three-point line last game as he started us off with 2 3-pointers for the game.
And he had a total of 4 of those in that game against Lapeer last time. He got 15 points the last time they faced off against the Cavaliers.
Densmore up top with the ball. Good defense being played by Carman. Carpenter with the screen. Cardinals taking their time, trying to get a good look on offense. A little rattled by Carman's size to start us off here. Carpenter testing the look. Jabs, then passes to Coleman. Sullivan with a quick pull. A little too short. And Carman's going to get out on the break. Coleman, the only one back. And that's an easy layup for Isaiah Jones, who had 17 points in their last matchup against each other. Sullivan getting pressed, picks up his dribble, throws it back to Carpenter on the wing. Densmore up top. Carman playing really good defense to start the game off. Sullivan barely has one roll out.
Yeah, Sullivan's not too lucky tonight.
That's a good take by Sullivan. 9 out of 10 times that drops for him. Nunn throwing corner. Quick 3-ball. Nothing but air for Carman. Densmore diving for the rebound. And with Unger out for the season, Gavin Carpenter and Brennan Densmore were telling us before the game that he should be done for the year. Densmore starting in his place, giving the Cardinals a little bit of a scrappy and active defensive player on that side. Nunn with the 3-ball. That's going to be off the back of the rim. Ellenson with the rebound. Nunn up top. Carman moving the ball around here a little bit. Scroggins with the ball. Throwing it back to Muse. Gets his defender to turn around, and he sinks it. Ellenson with a huge bucket. Got the defender to turn around and lost him in his tracks. That's going to put Carman up 6-0. Coleman turns it over. That's a sloppy one for Davison. Not what you need, down 6-0 in the ball game. Nunn puts it back up. But that's going to be a little too strong on the rim. We got 4 minutes left in this ball game. Cardinals have yet to produce any offense here, Riley.
Yeah, that's right. We haven't seen much so far. I mean, those 2 plays by Brendan
Open
Sullivan,
3-ball
no
McCarty.
success.
A little too strong there. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Riley?
Said those two, that 3-pointer and then the 2-pointer by Brendan Sullivan. Just no luck there early in the first quarter.
Nunn with the ball against Densmore. Densmore looking a little eager after getting turned around. Jones trying to beat his defender off the dribble. Kicks out to an open Ellenson. Knocked down the last one, but that's going to be a little too strong. Cards are going to regain possession. Carpenter to inbound here.
His first team first.
Last matchup, Davison shot just 31% from the field and 17% from three. If they want to stay in this ball game, they're going to have to chip at this lead. Densmore with the ball up top. Carpenter with the ball. Looks like that's going to be a call down low on Sullivan.
Yeah, we're probably going to expect a lot of calls here in this game. These are two really intense teams. Just like we said, 8 and 4. We'll be able to break that down for you a little bit later.
Ellison inbounded to Nunn. Nunn getting the play call from the coach, setting the offense up here.
Now again, this is who Gavin Carpenter said he needs to guard here tonight.
Ellison up top. Ellison dishing corner. He wanted the 3 ball. Nunn back. Finds an open corner look for Ellison. That's going to be off. And that looks like it's going to be over the back on Patrick Hollis, the 6'6 forward, who reached over the back of Michael McCarty there. Could not do that.
On the floor, Cavalier number 30.
And he's going to get subbed out. That's a second on the night. Can't get your big man in foul trouble to start it off.
Right, especially so early in the game.
Sullivan passing corner to Coleman. Coleman shows the jab, gets him to drop, and sinks the midi. Cards finally get on the board after a nice move from Coleman to get his man on the floor and sinks the open mid-range. Nunn passes. Finds the ball back in his hand. Scroggins going to be a little too long on that. McCarty tips the ball to Carpenter, gives it to Coleman to set the offense up on this possession.
We're starting to see Davison ready for those rebounds. That's usually something that they struggle with, just with the size difference.
McCarty driving down low is going to lose it. Densmore attempts to save that. It's going to be out on the cards.
In the game,
Carman gets some fresh feet. Subbing in Jalen Green.
Number 22, Luke Bush.
Luke Bush coming in for Densmore on the Cardinal side. Dunn dribbling up to set up the offense. It's not scored yet. As that was one of their keys to try and stay in this ball game. Another 3 ball is going to be off for Carman. A good no-look pass there by Nunn. Setting Jason Green up down low for the easy bucket. That's going to put Carman up 8-2 late in this first quarter. Sullivan going up on two people down low. It's going to get the foul call on Carman.
Cavalier foul 50. I say
Looks like we're going to get a replay on that last one. Sullivan passing to Coleman. Coleman jabs, gets his defender on the ground. A nice little ankle breaker, just like how his big brother used to show out here in the Davison maroon and gold. Leaving right where Cade left off.
Yeah, he's really been a star athlete on this team, just a sophomore, too. He's really been dominating the court this season.
Ellison with the ball, fakes corner.
Hey, power!
Ellison gets the ball at the top of the key once again. Jones throwing it back. Passerini up top to guard them. Now we're seeing Nunn on Sullivan. Ellison passing corner to Jones. Carman controlling the pace of this game. As Allison shoots a deep one, and that's how you know it's going to be your night. Gets the shooter's roll, and it drops in at the last second. Carman goes up 11-3. Just 30 seconds left in this first quarter. The big man Bush throwing a sloppy pass. That's a sloppy turnover if you're the Cardinals. That's a must-score possession there. And you just can't have a pass thrown away there.
And that was one thing that Gavin Carpenter talked to us before the game tonight. He said they need to limit those turnovers. They also need to limit offensive plays from the other team.
TJ Jones.
Nunn gets the ball at half court here for Carman Ainsworth. Allison passes to Jones. He wanted it, but passes it out to Nunn. He pulls up. They're going to call the foul before the shot. Blocking foul on Jalen Jenkins.
Team third.
Your Davison Cardinals are 5-1 at home, outscoring opponents around 51-47. Their only loss was against that elite Grand Blanc squad with the number 2 recruit in Michigan's 2021 class, Ty Rogers. None to pull up from 3, nothing but net. And he's going to be a problem tonight as the Cardinals fall 3-14 at the end of the first quarter. How do the Cardinals climb back from this one, Riley?
I think they're just really going to have to make sure they don't let any turnovers happen. They get every single rebound that they can, offensively and defensively. Going to toss things over here in just a second to Kate Lawrence. She's got your district recap.
Welcome to your first quarter sideline report, Davison. I'm Kate Lawrence. The score is currently 14-3 in favor of the Cavaliers. Now, districts are a month away. Davison is in the same district as Grand Blanc, along with Flint, Kearsley, and Lapeer. The games will start on March 9th. I'll toss it back to Riley and John.
Thanks, Kate.
A little bit of a rough first quarter there by Davison, falling behind 3-14, an 11-point deficit to start the second. Not what you wanted coming out the gates. I think to claw from this deficit, Cardinals need to get Sullivan going. Hasn't been able to get their star shooter and their star performer on this team any buckets. He's going to need to get some open looks and maybe a couple from beyond the arc. And you were saying earlier, Riley, you need to limit some turnovers as well. Also, defending the paint is a huge one. Davison needs to have some active hands in those passing lanes. Luke Bush with the ball. Passerini almost losing it out of bounds. Throws it up to Carpenter, who wanted the shot. Jalen Jenkins is going to throw up a deep one. It's not the most ideal shot you want, but that's another 3-ball. Jalen Jenkins on the air ball. That first shot, I'm not sure if I agree with. A couple steps from beyond the arc. When you're down 11, it's not the shot you'd like to see if you're Mr. Haddon. Carpenter getting doubled, passes out to Passerini. Passerini with a nice finger roll. And that's Passerini's roll off the bench. He gets you the occasional bucket here and there. The Cardinals are going to go down 11. Nunn throwing a floater up. That's going to clink nothing but the bottom of the net. Cardinals are going to have to slow Nunn down, try to claw back into this ball game. And it looks like that's going to be a call on Davison. Jalen Jenkins for the charge. Another sloppy possession by the Cardinals. Here's a look at the Carman cheer squad that came all the way out. They're loving it as the team is up heavy against this Davison squad by 13 tonight. Nunn up top. Finding this man in the corner. Back to the wing, back to Nunn. Nunn finds his open man. That's a great look by Nunn, finding the open Jason Green in the passing lane, threading the needle of Davison defenders.
Yeah, Davison needs to tighten down on their defense.
For sure. McCarty with a nice floater.
But it looks like
Jones trying to contest there, a little out of reach.
But it looks like they're starting to catch their momentum here. They're figuring out what's working for Davison offense.
Nunn up top. He wanted the pull, but passes out instead. Nunn's going to throw. Carpenter to dribble it up the court.
Oh, I'll eat it.
Carpenter sizing up his man. That's a deep three by Dane Coleman. That's going to be off the mark. Nunn up top. Throw it to Jones. Jones crosses his man up. Takes advantage of the size. Gets the rebound over Densmore and gets the easy second chance points. Carman's killing the Cardinals on the boards tonight. So it looks like the side is in Carman's favor. Sullivan gets an open look. That's unable to go down. Jones on the break for Carman. Open mid-range, that's going to be off. A little too short there by Carman. Gavin Carpenter wisely settling it down for the Cardinals. Need to find some type of offense here. Looked like Carpenter had an open McCarty caught him back door. Just a little too high, and it tips off his finger and out of bounds. That's going to be Carman's ball. Last matchup, Davison did not go very well in the second quarter. They shot just 2 of 12 in the second quarter last time they matched up, and their offense is staggering just like that. Carman got an easy layup there, putting them up 24-7. Carpenter fakes the pass, shoots the three ball. It's going to clank off the back of the rim.
Davison is not doing too hot with those three-pointers.
It just doesn't seem like Davison can buy a bucket right now. And that's a good look there. Jason Green finds an open layup. And Coach Hatton needs a minute to talk things over with his team.
Now, earlier we said that both of these teams are coming in at 8-4 tonight. The boys only losing, or the Davison Cardinals only losing games to Carman at the very beginning of the season. They lost one to Saginaw Arthur Hill a little further into the season. That Grand Blanc doubleheader, that was a tough loss, 84-53 there for your Cardinals. And then that loss last Tuesday to Almont, 55-50. Carman Ainsworth also at 8-4 with losses to Flint Beecher, always a tough team. Clarkson, always a tough team as well. Mount Pleasant and Grand Blanc.
A fun fact about that Goodrich win that Carman had on the season. Goodrich is 11-1, and Carman handed them their first loss of the year in an overtime thriller, 61-58. That proves how tough of a squad this Carman team is for the year.
Yeah, Carman always has a great program, girls and boys. Again, we mentioned earlier the girls are 13-1. We had a crazy crowd for that game. Kind of dying down a little bit on the Carman side, but increasing over there on the Davison Cardinal side.
After the timeout, Cardinal basketball.
I did say earlier, Cardinals are 5-1 at home. They do shoot a little better here in their own gym, about 30% and 65% from the line. If they shoot a stagnant 55% throughout the whole year, that's something the Cards needed to work on. Nice shovel pass there by Dane Coleman.
Terrence, hold it down, bub.
Coleman's going to draw the foul. It's going to be Cardinals' ball.
Brown.
Mew.
His first.
Terrence, Mew. Yep, 21, Mew.
Dane Coleman inbounding the ball, throws it away. Malcolm McCarty's going to try to catch the Carman Ainsworth player in transition. Great defense there by McCarty. Almost thrown away. Carman finds Nunn back up top. In the corner, drives past his defender, throws it up. Coleman tipping. Sullivan out on the break. Lowers his shoulder, and that's going to be a charge on Brendan Sullivan. Going a full head of steam towards the hole. And Brown was able to draw the charge. Gavin Carpenter here, senior varsity basketball player, at 7 points per game, shooting a very high 54% from 3 on the season. And I looked at his home stats. He's also shooting 58 at home. So Cardinals need to get that man his looks. Ellison 4-3. Be a little strong off the back of the rim. Cardinals ball. Densmore on the break. Throwing to Passerini. They have numbers. Passerini for 3. In and out. It's a tough look. The open looks are just not falling for the Cardinals this game. Nunn throwing to Ellison. McCarty on the break. Nice pass to Passerini. Fake the 3.
Yep.
And they're going to call another charge as Ellison took the elbow. I'm not sure he had his feet all set there, Riley.
On the floor for the
call is going to go in Carman Ainsworth's favor.
Now, Davison really needs to make sure they stop getting all these fouls and penalties. They're really turning over a ton of balls over to the Carman Ainsworth Cavaliers.
Got number 3, Darrell Scroggins. The senior bringing the ball up the court, bringing it to Ellison. Back to Brown. Brown's going to try to find a backdoor cut. Jimmy with a nice block. Jimmy Collins on the break. Misses the wide open layup. That's one you cannot have if you're the Cardinals.
Down. Shooting 2, boys.
Jimmy Collins unable to capitalize on that open transition break. And that's a great example to sum up how the game has went for the Cardinals today,
Right.
Riley.
They're just not, their accuracy is just a little off here tonight in shooting.
Not able to get the open looks to fall.
Didn't go.
Nunn and Jones back into the game. Isaiah Jones torched the Cardinals last time they met here. Had 17 points, 8 rebounds. 10 of those points coming into the paint. Carpenter brings the ball up, down 20. Carpenter crosses over. Some good defense there by Scroggins. Passerini splitting the double. Open corner 3 ball. That's going to go off the side of the backboard for Coleman. Passerini trying to find an open Coleman back door. The Cardinal frustration is pouring out, and you can tell by their emotions on the court. Ellison dribbling the ball up top. Coleman guarded. A nice step back by Ellison. And that's just a fundamental error there by Jimmy Collins, as he had the seemed to be an easy rebound, and it goes off of his knee and chest out of bounds. Very unlucky first half by the Cardinals. With about 1 minute and 26 seconds left in the second quarter to go. So they want to get this half over with as fast as possible. Patrick Muse up top. Nice tip there by Collins. Scroggins up top, Carpenter guarded. Jones, a nice spin move. And that looked like they called a shooting foul on Jimmy Collins. I thought that was all ball there, Riley. What do you see?
Yeah, I thought he hit the ball out. Definitely not out of bounds, though. Definitely
I'd
not
like
the other
to see
player.
a replay of that, if possible.
from over
Carman
here.
went for the slam dunk, and it looked like Collins got up into the air to try to block that. And I thought he got all ball, but it's going to be 2 at the line for Carman Ainsworth. Jones shooting his second. That one's going to drop for him, splitting a pair at the line. Carpenter getting double teamed right off the bat.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Jimmy Collins throwing a ball up. He had an open McCarty down low. Unable to capitalize on the open player on transition. Cards get the rebound. Carpenter getting doubled. It's going to draw the foul.
Hey. 2 on sheet. 2 on sheet.
Davison is really struggling to get through that defense up there.
Attaboy.
That Cavalier defense.
Oh, check that. Sorry. Thank you. Thanks, Chris.
Now we're going to have Gavin Carpenter to inbound the ball for the Cardinals.
I'm going to blame that one.
Coleman to inbound. Collins on the break. Gets his own miss, recollects, and lays it back in. Guards down 19, 20 seconds before halftime.
That was nice to see there for Jimmy Collins. You definitely knew he wanted that for those last 3 plays, especially that turnover earlier.
Couple unfortunate plays by Collins, ends up in a bucket. And that's going to be an alley-oop slam. Isaiah Jones with the slam and exclamation point at the half to put the Cardinals down 21. And that's really just a morale booster if you're Carman there. An ecstatic ending to this first half, Riley. And we're going to send it to Jill on the break, or send it to Kate on the break.
Welcome back to your sideline report, Davison. I'm Kate Lawrence. The score is currently 30-9 in favor of the Cavaliers. On the March 10th ballot, Davison will be proposing a bond. This bond will help bring improvements to the school district. Superintendent Kevin Brown speaks a little bit more about how the bond will impact the elementary schools.
Hello, Davison. This is Superintendent Kevin Brown coming to you with another edition of Brown's Blog. Today I'm coming to you from Seipel Elementary. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the work that we intend to do at our elementary schools when we pass our March 10, 2020 bond. The last bond video really focused on the district's needs, and honestly, a lot of our needs are at Davison High School. So we really focused on Davison High School, Davison Middle School, and Hahn Intermediate. Today we want to turn the focus and talk about some of our elementary buildings, because our goal with this bond is to touch every building in the district. So I'm out here at Seipel today. It's our northernmost school out on Coldwater Road. It's a elementary school that houses about 450 kids. And this building is going to receive a considerable amount of work. One of the things that we're going to do is replace the roof. The roof at Seipel Elementary is aging and needs to be fixed. Like all of our other elementary buildings, we're going to install site lighting, new LED lightings to illuminate the site and make it more safe. We're also going to be putting secure entry vestibules into all of our buildings. And if you want to take a walk with me over here to the front door, I'll show you what I mean by that. So, like with the last blog that I did, we've really tried to focus on 3 main areas, and these are the things that the people that completed our survey last March told us were very important to them if we were going to pass a bond. The first and foremost is security, safety and security for our students and staff. We also have technology and, of course, renovations, primarily at Davison High School. But like I said, we're going to touch every building, including all of our elementaries. A new roof here at Seipel, new site lighting, new LED site lighting as well. And one of the things we want to do, as I just mentioned, was secure entry vestibules. So we're here at the front doors of Seipel Elementary, and as you know, all of our elementaries have a buzzer system with a camera so that you can't just walk in, you have to get buzzed in. So let's do that right now.
Welcome to Cycle. May I help you?
Hello, it's Kevin Brown. I'd like to come in if you don't mind.
Hi there. Come on in.
Thank you. Okay, so I've just entered through the outside doors here at Cyple Elementary School. The office buzzed me in. I came through the first set of doors and the second set of doors. Cyple actually does have a nice little entry vestibule here, but the problem is the entry vestibule really doesn't connect to the office. So once I'm through these doors, I basically can enter the building and go anywhere I want. So I can go down this hallway, I can go down this hallway, and I'm not forced into the office to check in. So that's one of the things we want to fix. At all of our elementaries, we want to create secure entry vestibules so that as people enter the building, they're forced into the office and they're not allowed to simply enter and move through the building in wherever they want to. So I mentioned that Cyple is going to get a new roof. It's also going to get new LED site lighting, which should brighten the area up quite a bit and provide more safety and security. The other thing that we'd like to do out here is take care of this this pavement. The loop here coming off of Coldwater Road and the parking lot needs to be resurfaced. The sidewalk needs to be replaced. We also want to widen this loop. We want to extend that parking lot to provide more space, more parking for people. So we want to do some real site work here as well and make this a lot more, make the circulation, the site circulation through this building much better, safer, and easier for our parents and our buses and our employees as well. At Cyple Elementary, you know, the four big things that we want to take care of are to replace the roof, site circulation improvements to the pavement, the sidewalks, the driveways and the parking lot, a secure entry vestibule, and then, of course, improving our site lighting as well. We also plan to do some littler things. I mean, there will be some remodeling done to the inside of the building. We do want to replace the phone and PA system, just like we're going to do in all of our buildings across the district. But those are the main things that we have intended for Cyple Elementary. At Thompson Elementary, we're going to put in a secure entry vestibule, just like I talked about out at Cyple. We're also going to be adding 2 new classrooms at Thompson because we are seeing a large increase in the younger age children. We're seeing we have more and more students in our GSRP program, and early learning is becoming a real focus in Michigan. And that's the one building where we could use some additional classrooms and some more space. At Gates Elementary, we want to put in a new gym. Gates is one of our largest elementary schools. It has over 500 students, and they use the same gym for a cafeteria. So that causes some real problems with scheduling. When you're using that space for 2 different reasons during the school day with that many kids, it's problematic. We also then will be able to use that as an auxiliary gym for some of our athletic teams. Our volleyball teams, our basketball teams, our winter sports often compete for gym space for practices and events. And by building a gymnasium at Gates, it will really address both of those things. It'll assist with the scheduling and give kids 2 different places for lunch and physical education classes, and it will provide an auxiliary gym, a new location for practices and things like that for our athletic teams as well. Hill Elementary School will also get a new secure entry vestibule. It's going to get site lighting improvements. It's also going to get a new pump station. Believe it or not, we need a new pump station at Hill desperately. That's actually what moves sewage and things like that from the building into the city water and sewer line, rather the city sewer lines. And so that's a very distinct and special feature of the bond just for Hill Elementary. And Central Elementary, as you know, with our Back to the Future project in 2012-13, we did a lot of work there, so we're really not looking to do too much there. All of our elementaries are going to receive a couple technology rollouts, so we have new student devices, the infrastructure improvements that I talked about at the other buildings in the last video will be taking place throughout the district. So we are, as I said at the beginning of the blog, really trying to touch every building in the district. With the elementaries, we're looking at new security vestibules. We're looking at improvements to the site, whether it's through lighting, pavement work, new technology devices, technology infrastructure, telephone systems, PA systems, and then whatever individual needs those specific elementary buildings may have. So that's really a look at what we intend to do, or at least a summary and an overview of some of the bigger projects we intend to do at our elementary schools. And I would encourage everybody to get out and vote on March 10th, 2020. Thank you.
Here we have Davison down a lot to a little to start us off in the second half. Carman going for an oop to start off the bat. That might have been planned. As Isaiah Jones, that's exactly how he ended the first half, with an ecstatic oop and a dunk with authority that got the fans on their seats. Densmore looked like he had an open McCarty, a little too hesitant there on the layup pole. Good board by Coleman, using his length. Nice behind the back in transition. He's throwing it to Carpenter. Gets his man in the air. And Carman player gets a piece of it. It looked like Darrell Scroggins wanted to take a dunk there. Had a nice little lay-in. Sullivan taking it past half court. We got Coleman up top. Carpenter getting stripped and double teamed from behind. Scroggins had another chance to slam it home. Had a nice little layup.
Yeah, Scroggins is really showing his athleticism here, opening up the second half here.
Any chance coming back into this game, they're going to have to somehow limit Jones and limit Nunn. They're going to need to produce something on offense. They haven't scored double digits, and we're a minute and 30 into the second half.
Now, before the game, Gavin Carpenter actually said that they've implemented a new defense style, and they're working better on playing man-to-man, better, more than zone.
He'll be doing 10 push-ups for that dunk of that.
I think the Cardinals need to try to get Sullivan the ball, try to get some open looks. And they need to limit the easy layups that Carman keeps getting to try to claw back into this. Force him to try to shoot the ball instead of wide open layups every possession. Isaiah Jones back to the hole. That's going to be a little too strong. But there's a Carman second chance point once again. Sullivan dribbling it in between two people. He's going to throw it out. Carpenter gets the open look. And that's going to be off the back of the rim.
Again,
Cardinals unable to find some offense here.
Again, Davison is not doing so well with those three balls.
None passing to Jones. Jones gets some separation on his defender on the snatchback. None at the top of the key. None throwing Scroggins. That's going to be off the mark. Densmore's going to let that go out of bounds. That's going to be Cardinals ball.
In the game for the Cardinals, number 3.
Long game, you're going to need to claw back slowly and surely.
You can see Davison is trying to set up for those three-pointers, but it's just not seeming to work for them. They're always getting Michael McCarty up in there in the paint, but it just seems to not be working here tonight.
Coach Haddon's going to sub in Passerini and Collins for Densmore and Carpenter here.
Heavyweight foul number 20, Davison. His second.
Untied.
Team first.
Team first out of half. Passerini to inbound the ball.
Now, we saw a lot from Passerini there in the beginning of the game.
Passerini got a nice little finger roll to go. Not much offense has been produced besides that. Passerini inbound into Collins. Shoots the fading mid-range. It's going to be nothing but air. Not the best look you want if you're the Cardinals.
22.
Collins back down low. Number 22, Patrick Hollis, is going to get a bunny down low. That's just too much size for the Cardinals. Sullivan dishing to Coleman. Corner. McCarty gets his defender in the air and shoots his signature midi fading away from the basket. Nice little crossover. Carman's going to lose it off the foot. Nunn hits it back with a crossover. And that's just too deadly of a move to defend. If I'm Davison, I don't care who you are, he's getting past you with that crossover.
And just when you thought the Cardinals were finally getting back on their feet, hit him right back with that.
Sullivan trying to get on the board for three. That's unable to drop. Good swat by Coleman. Nice little pass in transition from Sullivan to McCarty. A little too hot. And Collins going to come down with the rebound, but lose it out of bounds. And he's trying to corral it.
Again, we saw there for the Cardinals, they have good plans and they have good things going on, but then they just don't follow through with it.
On the wing, Jones is going to go up with it. Collins with some good defense down low.
He's played
Nice
a great
crossover.
defensive game.
Throws it to Sullivan. Sullivan blows by for the easy lay-in.
It's like Davison's finally starting to catch their momentum here.
Sullivan's got three on the night. It's been a slow one for him. When your leading scorer can't produce, it's going to be a long night for you.
Last time he made
That's going to be
15.
another three ball for Ellison. Guards are going to take another timeout. What were you saying there, Riley?
I was saying that the last time that these two teams played each other, they were 15, or Brendan Sullivan got 15 points that night. So far we've talked a lot about that last game.
Here's the Michael McCarty player profile. He's averaging 10.7 points per game on a nice little 6.3 rebounds. He's been a little inside grinder for your Cardinals.
Okay, again, as I was saying, We've talked a lot about that last game. Now we're going to crunch those numbers. Again, Davison lost 81 to 45 on the road, and that was their first game of the season to open up the 2019-2020 season. Sullivan had 15 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal. Dane Coleman had 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 blocks, and senior Michael McCarty had 4 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 steal. We haven't really seen much of that for the offensive side of those stats tonight.
Offensive or defense, nonetheless. Pastorini's bringing the ball up court for the Cardinals. Throwing to McCarty on the wing. Jenkins trying to get an open look. Jenkins goes up with it twice on the clearly bigger Ellison down low. And he's going to get swatted 2 times in a row just like that.
That was a really big thing we hit on in the last game, was just the size disadvantage for Davison. They've got a lot of short guys on the team. It's not until Jimmy Collins and Luke Bush get out there that they're equal.
Hollis down low. Nice swat there by Collins. Collins pushing it to Jenkins. McCarty pump fakes. Get some contact while going up. That's going to be short. Another alley. Ooh! Isaiah Jones throws down the house on an impressive finish there by the 6'4" forward from Carman Ainsworth. Collins goes back up with it. Gonna throw it off the bottom of the rim. Carman back out on transition. Nunn's gonna get the put back to go.
Now, one of Davison's goals was to guard Nunn, and they haven't really done too great of a job doing that in this quarter so far.
Isaiah Jones, the 6'3", 205 sophomore, the alley-oop and finish. That kid's gonna be a threat.
Stay down, boys. Follow. Stay down, everybody. White three. You got it. Got it, Chris.
Here's a replay on the alley-oop. He's gonna lob it and throw it with authority. Lob City here tonight in the Davison Gymnasium, as we're might gonna have a couple more of those.
Right,
Leave us off with.
the Cavaliers are really showing their dominance here in the SVL with tonight's game against the Cardinals. One of the other bigger competitors in this league, other than Grand Blanc.
Carman fell just short last year, but I remember Dustin Fletcher missing the wide open layup to try to beat Grand Blanc. This could be a little bit of a revenge tour for the Cavaliers. So they're up 48-16.
He doesn't go.
Nunn's free throw's gonna be off.
Jaden does push-ups on that one, buddy.
Densmore finds Wagner in the corner. Smith getting the ball. Densmore to Sullivan. Sullivan to Wagner down low. Throws it away, trying to find Rashad Smith. Sullivan trying to pin him. That's going to be an easy layup by Rasheed Brown. Sullivan getting doubled. Another turnover by the Cardinals.
Davison really needs to watch out for those steals from the Cavaliers. That was back-to-back there.
Terrence Muse with the ball, passes it out, finds Nunn again. A nice Euro, he's going to get the foul call.
Cardinal foul number 5, Casey Wagner, his first.
Casey Wagner's going to pick up his first.
Player number 1.
Senior on this ball squad, could be the last time facing up against Carman Ainsworth.
No, shooter.
Densmore as well as a senior on the court.
Thank you. My fault. I should have said something. I wasn't paying attention. Count it.
Second one's going to fall for Nunn.
It's going to put the Cavaliers up 36. With just a minute left here in the third quarter.
Sullivan taking the ball up for the Cards. It's been a long night for the star on offense. Densmore passing it out to Sullivan. Sullivan gets one to fall.
That'll be his
first
first.
three of the game.
Yeah, and usually he's on fire with those three. At that Lapeer game, he had 4, and tonight he finally gets his first one late in the third.
Putting them up to 7 on the night. That's going to be a quick 3. That's an open 3 for Rashid Brown as he scored 5 straight for Carman Ainsworth.
Now the Cardinals got 22 seconds here to act in this third quarter.
Densmore gets the ball on the wing. 12 seconds left on the clock. Finds Austin Bass. The pump fakes to the corner and gets the foul call. And if you're the Cardinals, there's nothing you can do in the fourth quarter really, but it's how you bounce back from this loss. And we're gonna have a replay here on that Sullivan three-pointer. Have Densmore kicking to the corner. Nothing but net for your star-studded Brennan Sullivan, who leads the team in points per game and is a pretty good productive piece to this Davison squad. Carman's going to have 6 seconds to get a shot off here, and they're pushing it. Corner look here at the buzzer. That's going to be behind the backboard. Cardinals are down 55-20 going into the fourth. We're going to toss it to Kate on the break.
Hi, welcome back to your Sideline Report, Davison. I'm Kate Lawrence. Some of our senior athletes will be signing letters of intent tomorrow, including Kira Kaczynski, who will sign at Fairmount State for soccer, and Jay Davison, who will sign for wrestling at University at Buffalo. I'll toss it back to Riley and John.
Thanks, Kate, for that sideline report.
Always appreciate it. This game for the Cardinals is going to have to be a learning experiment, especially going into districts. The next step up into the season, you're going to have to regroup and rejoice.
And one of
Take it as a learning lesson to try to go forward into the playoffs.
And they're either going to probably face Grand Blanc or Carman Ainsworth there in the playoffs in districts.
Cards are going to have Bass, Smith, Sullivan, Densmore, and Wagner on the floor to start us off in the fourth. Densmore hesitated the 3-ball. Going to go down low, pass out of a shot. Smith gets the ball, tries to hop in the paint. Number 32, Mackay Bradley. He's going to chase that one out of bounds.
Well, John, it's not looking too hot out there for the Cardinals. They're down by 35 here in the fourth quarter. Only taking 15 seconds off, though.
Rashad Smith passing to Densmore. Sullivan for the open 3-ball look. Wagner got the rebound, puts it back up, got the rebound again, unable to make that look. 2 second chance points missed there by Wagner.
Looks like Casey's going to go out. He's limping off the court there a little bit. Where Luke Bush took his place.
After being met by the Carman defenders in the paint there. Densmore to inbound. Finding an open basket. Swatted. Densmore gets the look back. Smith, an open 3-ball look. That's going to be a little bit long. Bush using his size to get the rebound. Throws it back out to Densmore. Densmore to Smith. Smith passing to open Sullivan. Went up for the dunk, it looks like, but double clutches it last second. A little bit sauce on the layup there for Brendan Sullivan.
And that's what you like to see from Brendan Sullivan. We haven't seen too much from him there in the first half. Came out of the woodworks here in the third, towards the end.
Green passing down low. That's going to be an out-of-bounds call.
Smith, his first.
Or a foul on Smith, excuse me.
3, Collins. Number 11, Jenkins.
Collins, Carpenter, and Coleman checking back into the ball game for the Cardinals.
Coleman.
Green gets the ball. That's a corner look. 3 balls raining for Carman. Rasheed Brown, the second 3 ball of the game. Coleman sizing up the defender. Hobbs down low. Carpenter with the jab. Gives it to Big Bush down low. He throws one up. Collins with the board. Goes back up with it. Gets met as well. Tip almost goes to the Cardinals. The Carman finds themselves on the break. Coleman tied up there by Brown.
Kevin Fallon, 22, Coleman. His first, team fourth. Shooting 2, Cavaliers.
Now Casey Wagner, who you just saw limp off the field or limp off the court here a few seconds ago, is down there with athletic trainer Kyle Hill back in the back room. Not in sight out here. Not looking good for Davison. Harrison Unger is still out on an injury, and he'll be out for the rest of the season. Chelsea Arischak from the girls' team is on crutches right now. Didn't play tonight, but still in support for the Cardinals on the sideline.
Coleman with the ball up top. Jenkins shooting the fading 3 ball. He's going to catch nothing but backboard. Sheed Brown on the break. Throwing it to Cutter.
Heston, number 34, Romeo Odo.
Cavaliers are now at 40.
The forward, the 6'5 sophomore for Carman's going to get the easy layup to go. Carpenter up top. It's a screen from Bush. Putting on the move over the bigger defender. That's going to be a little bit of a reaching foul on the defense. Now we're going to have a player profile by senior Jalen Jenkins, putting up just over 3 a game on an efficient 32% from the field. Has been the hottest night for him. Hopefully we can regain and recollect for the next one.
Smith. And number 40 for the Cavaliers, TJ Jones.
Jalen Jenkins, the top of the key. Pulling up from mid-range. That's going to go in. Maybe the player profile gave him a little bit of luck there, Riley, after a rough night.
Yeah, it was perfectly planned out there.
Jones passing. Nice no look. Shot Smith. Bring the ball up for the Cardinals. Passing to Jenkins. Gonna get a screen. Down low. Jenkins sinks another silky mid-range shot. That's gonna be called before the shot.
His first,
Bush to inbound.
team fourth.
Bush with the post fade. That's going to be out, and Carman's ball.
Looked like Jimmy thought he was going to get a dunk there.
Jimmy tried to go for a miracle putback there and hung on the rim for a bit.
Let's go, TJ. Let's go, buddy.
Brown up top with the ball. Open look for 3. That's not going to go in. It's going to be a foul. Davison's ball.
34, Romeo Odo. His first team.
Pass coming up with Jenkins. Jenkins down the floor. Pass throwing to Bush at the top of the key. Call a blocking foul.
Looks like they're going to call it on Jalen Jenkins.
Called Jalen Jenkins on the technical.
44 and 3.
In the game for Carman, number 3, Scroggins. For Cardinals, number 44, Passerini.
Scroggins and Passerini both back out on the floor. Had a pretty impressive first halves.
Bush throwing to Bass in the corner. Smith handling the ball at the top of the key.
Nice.
Jimmy Collins down low, hustling for the board, but unable to put it up. Passerini trying to play the passing lanes. Back in the corner. Carman with a sloppy behind the back pass. Passerini's going to have Jimmy on the break. Passerini on the corner. Bush gets the ball back. Back to Passerini, who shoots it. That's going to be a little too long. That's going to go off of Carman and be Davison ball. Bush to inbound. Passerini calling for the screen for Collins. Bush pulling up for 3. That's going to be a little strong as well. Bush unable and too slow to get out on the break. Scroggins gets the easy lay-in.
I think he's done that about 6 times tonight. Plenty of times
getting
we've seen
easy transition
Scroggins
points. Have
going
been
for it.
killing the Cardinals all night. Passerini for 3. That's a little too strong as well.
Again, Jimmy trying to go for the rebound and knocks it out.
Looks like it's going to be Cardinals ball. Passerini on the inbound.
1 minute to game, 1 minute to play.
Throwing it to Collins. Shoots it from top of the key. That's going to be a little too long. Bush takes the floater. Collins almost got a pretty sick putback right there. Unable to get that to go through. Passerini taking the ball up for your Cards. Down a lot to a little. With 30 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Passerini blows the layup on the other end. A nice little double clutch by Rasheed Brown. Collins gets what's most likely to be the last bucket of this ball game for your Davison Cardinals.
Give me the ball.
With the easy lay-in. Final's going to come to 68-26. Carman Ainsworth. This was a slow one for your Cards.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough night for both teams.
They're gonna have to rebuild and recollect after a very long game to Carman Ainsworth. Similar result to last time. The Cards could not score in the second half or produce offense.
But I think it gives both the boys and the girls a good look at what they've got, what changes need to be made before they head into districts and playoffs later this season. They're going to have to play Carman or Grand Blanc at some point as they get into the playoff season.
This evening, as they travel from Carman Ainsworth in support of your Cavaliers, also
Gonna send
This is a rough one for the Cardinals for sure.
Gonna send things over to Kate Lawrence here in just a second on the sideline. She's got number 30 from the Carman Ainsworth Cavaliers. That's Rasheed Brown.
Hi, welcome back to your Sideline Report, Davison. I'm Kate Lawrence. I'm here with Rasheed. Now, Rasheed, you guys dominated all game.
Yeah.
What was the mentality going into this game?
You said keep the score under 20, but I mean, we ain't do that though, but we was close enough.
So you guys are facing Grand Blanc in a week. So what is going to be, how big of a game is that for you guys?
One of the biggest games of our season.
So how are you guys going to prepare for a team like them?
I keep practicing hard, stay focused.
Thank you.
Look,
That wraps up our DTV's live coverage of the doubleheader. For all of us at DTV, I'm Kate Lawrence saying have a great night, Davison.